All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. It's great to be with everyone here today. It's been a while. We did skip a webinar. We had some housekeeping, in-house housekeeping to do to catch up on some things, but it's great to be back with everyone here today. I do see some new names here. Nick, good to see you. And who do we have here? Bernie, great to see you. Good friend Arlana's here, as well as Jeff and Colette. All right, if you want to raise your hand right now and just give a little shout out or hello, we can unmute your microphone. You can give us a friendly howdy and hello if you'd like to do that while we're waiting for everyone to get logged in here. Bernie, looks like you're self-muted, Bernie.
Hey, Jason, thank you for all your help thus far. Really looking forward to building with you guys.
Fantastic. Where are you calling in from, Bernie?
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Okay, great to have you with us. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, good stuff there. All right, guys, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. I think we're hitting up to number 125, or this might be 125. So the numbers are getting up there. We're triple digits. If this is your first time joining us today, welcome. It really is a treat and great to be with you guys here today. I am Jason there on the left, and we are lucky to be joined as always by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. And today we have a very, very special guest, Gabriel from Treehouse Marketing. He is a BD alumni. He used to work here in-house at BD with us, and he has graduated. He started Treehouse Marketing, helping BD clients with their membership websites. So great to have you here with us today, David and Gabriel.
Absolutely. Very much looking forward to our tip of the week and what Gabe is going to be sharing with us all.
Thank you so much, man. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Awesome. And I always like to mention we are streaming on YouTube Live today as well. Obviously, the benefit of that is the replay will be instantly available. We'll drop a link in the Facebook group for everyone. And for those of you who are joining us on YouTube, although we can't unmute your microphones, feel free to type in your questions there, and we'll try to get to a few of those during the webinar as well. And speaking of social networks, like YouTube and Facebook, you can join our Facebook group, brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. If you're not already a member, it's a great way to keep in touch in between Webinar Wednesdays. I'm in there myself answering questions. Some really, really great discussions have been started this last week, strategies to and recommendations for converting free members into paid members, modifying certain things on the directory site within the BD platform. So really cool stuff. So I do recommend joining brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Just click on the blue join button. Look forward to seeing you there. And I do see a handful of new names and faces. So welcome everyone. Welcome Don. And also, let's see who's Shelly. Welcome to the webinar as well. So just a little insight, Webinar Wednesday. It's kind of our way not only to connect with you guys in the community, but to kind of showcase some of the newer features that are baked into the BD platform, specifically the type of features that can give you actionable steps to help grow your community. So we'll cover topics related to increasing traffic, converting visitors to paying members or subscribers, and really anything geared towards potentially generating revenue or improving the website's navigation to improve conversion. So if you have questions on any of these topics or anything about your BD or membership websites, please save them. We will do our best to get to as many questions as we can today. I do see people are still logging in here. That's usually why I like to wait an extra minute at the beginning of the hour. Nevertheless, we do have some quick BD lab updates to share with you. Most of these items are coming soon, but one of the more prominent ones that everyone has been waiting for, especially the developer crowd of BD, the phase 1 of Zapier integrations has been released. There are a handful of additional phases coming out. But in this phase, you can now send default form data, your contact form, I'll show you in just a second, member reviews form, lead form data from your BD website and zap it into Zapier, and then of course connect it to any of the third-party solutions that are already integrated with Zapier. Let me go ahead and show you where these initial settings are, and I can kind of give you an overview of the direction we're heading with this as well. So if you have the Developer Hub enabled on your BD site, it's at the bottom here. You can click on Developer Hub. And at the bottom here, you'll see what's called webhooks. The way Zapier works with BD is effectively through their webhooks. And in the previous webinar, I went through the steps of creating a webhook and submitting the form and all that. I'll save that actually till we have a few more of the phases released. But currently, it's a little limited, but this is the phase 1 that's going to unlock everything moving forward in the future. You can create webhook events. And from our testing, it works with Zapier. We're certifying that, but it seems to be working with other solutions that can also take webhooks, such as Pabbly, and a few others. And in this phase, what you can do is you can create a webhook within Zapier and send the default member review form into Zapier. So when a member receives a review, you can send that data into Zapier with a webhook. The default contact us form, so your website contact us form, you can send that data into Zapier. Your newsletter sign-up form, you can send that into Zapier. That's a default newsletter sign-up form. And the lead submission form. So when people are trying to contact your members, they fill out that form on the side in the sidebar or the send message button, that the quote-unquote get matched form, as we call it. You can send that lead data into Zapier and, of course, sync it with other third-party solutions. So this is the phase 1. There's 2 phases, Operation Warp Speed. There's 2 phases going on simultaneously for this. The ones that are in QA right now is being able to create a webhook event for a custom form that you have. So these are default forms that come with your BD site. So if you're creating a survey or an application form or any type of custom form or survey or application you're creating on your site, you can create a webhook event for that. There'll be a button here that says create webhook event, and you'll be able to choose which custom form you want that to be synced to. The other phase that's coming down the line is sending member sign-up data into Zapier. So when you have a free member sign-up, of course, that data is stored in your BD database. You'll be able to send that sign-up information into Zapier. Same thing with paid sign-ups. And this will also work if you're adding additional custom fields to collect during the initial sign-up process for members. So pretty exciting there. When your members sign up, not only can you save their data into your, obviously into the BD database that you have, but you'll be able to send that new sign-up data elsewhere. Maybe you're using another CRM for email sequences or whatever it might be. You'll be able to send all that info there. In addition to that, so these are all Zapier updates for sending data out from BD into Zapier. After we finish the bulk of those, we're going to be focusing on being able to zap data into your BD site. So if you have third-party lead forms, if you have third-party sign-up or registration forms for your members, you'll be able to zap that data into your BD site, which should help with a lot of flexibility and being able to sync your data to and from your BD database. So really excited for all that. Back to the updates. All right, we mentioned this in the previous webinar. This one is just about to be released, being able to customize the checkout page URLs. We're all familiar with the sign-up pages on your BD site. You have to go to your domain /checkout and then / the membership ID. It works fine, but sometimes you want to change the word /checkout, or you want it to be something besides the ID number of the plan they're signing up to at the end, so you'll have better control over those URL names and changes very soon. Speed updates related to lazy loading some of the elements on your site. So we started this closer to probably the middle of the year, the end of the beginning of this year. We started focusing on more speed updates and have pushed a good chunk of them so far, but there's still more to be done. We're going to lazy load the Google ReCaptcha security. By default, that's being loaded right when the page loads. However, it really only needs to load when the user clicks on a form that has the Google ReCaptcha security, that thing that says, I am not a robot. That's going to tick the needle a bit on speed scores. Same thing when you're doing location searches and then Google pops up some suggestions. That only needs to initiate when you start typing into the location input field. And we're also going to be lazy loading the search results images. So when users get to a search results page with a lot of images on there, it will only load the images in the viewport. So that's going to help with speed updates across the board for all BD users. copied that one twice, member sign up. So that's a user error there. Let's see if there's anything more to come. Here we go. So more Zapier integrations. We just see that that's going to help the platform be more flexible and integrate with the way other people are using other solutions. We're also going to be improving newsletter reporting and segmenting to give you guys better stats. Also, this has been highly requested. Just after a few of these updates are completed, we're going to be focused on creating the ability to have coupon codes for your one-off purchases. So being able to create a coupon code for lead purchases, pay per post, and digital downloads. Those are the one-off purchase options within the BD platform. We're just figuring out how to limit it based on membership plan. Is it only for a specific product or a specific member? So we're just going to work out those kinks, and as soon as that's done, hopefully we'll be able to release that to you guys soon. And then also the ability to create better emails for your newsletter. So we'll be adding more blocks, and we'll be improving the workflow when you're scheduling a newsletter as well. So lots of things coming down the line here. What I'd like to do is maybe take a couple questions about these updates, specifically if you have any, or any comments or feedback or suggestions you have on any of these here. And we have Ryan hand up. Ryan?
So in the image settings, can you talk to those options at the top, those three options, and what those three things do?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good topic there. Let's go. We're in the developer hub. So in the image settings here. Okay, so disabling it will just not lazy load any images. So when the page loads, it's also simultaneously going to load all the images in the order that they're coded on the page. So that's been the way it's been forever with BD and most websites. My recommendation for the best loading and speeds is load images after scroll. So once the visitor comes to your home page or a page, the moment that they start scrolling, that is when the images will start loading. Now, when you do speed tests like Google Page Speed or Ping Dump, they're never scrolling like a user does, like with their mouse. So those images are never going to load. So you're going to get the benefit of the lazy load for the page speed scores and for the user experience as well. Load images after page load, that would kind of be in the middle. It's going to, and these are off-screen images, like when there's an image that should be on the screen, it's going to load that one. These are images that you need to scroll for, but load images after page load, what that's going to do is it's going to load all the other elements of the page first, and then it's going to focus on loading the images further down the page. So back to the interactive thing where users can start interacting with the page, those images won't slow down the user's ability to interact with the page initially. So my recommendation would be load images after scroll or load images after page load. So everything else will load and then the remainder of the images on the page. Ryan, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I just noticed those names. I thought you shared that there, but appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Good question there. All right, good stuff there, guys. Thank you for the questions, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted as more updates are available and in the Facebook group is first. That's usually the first place we'll find things. All right, and as we mentioned, we do have a special guest with us today, Gabe from Treehouse Marketing and Development. Gabe, your company, you guys in your labs have created a cool plugin. It's a multi-step for lead forms. We'll talk more about that. But thank you for taking the time to join us today, Gabe.
Thank you, Jay. And yeah, we have created a very unique and magical, as you put it, plugin to allow people to create multi-step lead forms on their websites with existing Brilliant Directories functionality. But I think before we're going to go into that, we should mention a little bit what is the lead system on Brilliant Directories for the new people, right? So for the people that are new, and for some people that haven't used this piece of functionality on the Brilliant Directory system, the Brilliant Directories lead system is essentially a wonderful feature that allows website visitors to connect with professionals or businesses that offer different services that they may need, right? And it allows us to connect them automatically through this system and match them. The Brilliant Directories lead system is usually used more on service-driven websites, right? It's used by a lot of different types of people like fitness trainers, contractors, event planners,
Yeah, I think this is a great list you put together here. Basically, any directory site where the visitor is trying to find or connect with businesses. So these could be like Yellow Pages type of sites or local business directories that list businesses for a certain region. More so, I think it works when it's trying to connect a consumer or person with a type of professional. For example, like if you're looking for a bakery doesn't need to pay for a lead for someone looking for muffins and donuts generally, but a lawyer or a contractor or an interior designer, they may be more apt to pay for leads, and that's something a consumer is going to want to fill out a form to get a quote or a bid or to get connected with that type of a professional. The industries are infinite, but it's generally that type of a professional that we see most sites using the lead system with, the lead features with.
Yep. And let's take a look at what benefits come with the out-of-the-box lead form, right? Some of the benefits here are that the lead form that Brilliant Directories offers you collects all the basic information that any of those professionals that Jason was just mentioning usually needs, right? It also works well for just any type of general inquiry for any type of niche, right? And it's ready to go, right? And it has great on and off toggle settings that people can use to turn off different fields in the lead form.
Yeah, and I thought before we got into your multi-step form, and I'm not going to drag this out, but I'm just going to quickly show an example of how the default lead form works, just in case we have some users here who are not too familiar with it. So this is our demo Bootstrap site here, and I'll just click on John Smith's profile. And you notice here, and you can disable these, it just depends on the type of site that you're running, but we notice things like send a message, and we also have the send message form in the sidebar here. Sending John Smith a message is a lead for him. It's a consumer or someone who's interested in his services. So I'll just go ahead and fill out this lead form here real quick, and then we'll see how John Smith receives this lead form, this lead inquiry. So I want to meet Sunday at 9 a.m. and I'm located in New York, and I need a lawyer fast. Do you do dog cases? All right. So I'm going to submit this. And what's cool about the demo site is I can actually log into John Smith's profile. So it says here, your message has been sent. So John Smith now got an email from the system saying, hey, there's a potential lead for you to purchase. You can give these leads to your members for free. That is certainly an option. Most sites that are lead focused for their members, they're charging a nominal fee for that lead. But when John Smith is logged into his dashboard here, he can manage his leads. He can click on the link in the email as well to get to this that he received. So here's the lead I just created. I'll click on view more. And the lead price for John Smith is $10. Here we can see the person's name, some of the information. I'm located in New York. I need a lawyer fast. And also the origin page. It was filled out on his profile, so he knows that this person is probably interested in him. So I'm just going to go ahead and purchase this lead. This is our demo site. It's a little slower on the payment processing because it's using dummy data, but I'll just go ahead and, but what's happened is John received an inquiry on his profile. He got an email notification saying that there's someone interested in your services. He came back to his profile. You, the website owner, have set the lead price to whatever makes sense on this for this industry. In this case, it's just $10 for John to purchase this lead. And after the lead is purchased, he'll get an email, and also in his dashboard here, when you purchase the lead, you can then see the email address and the phone number and any other fields you had previously chosen to hide during the lead process. So now John can contact this person, and he has an opportunity to close a sale or land a new client with this lead. So that's the default system for those of you who may not be familiar with it.
Great explanation, Jay. And when you have many questions that need to be asked on your lead form, right, the form that these visitors are filling out, most multi-step forms take users through specific stages in order to submit their inquiry. And as you can see, here's a quick example of what that multi-step form is. And let's talk about a few different scenarios where they might be useful. So multi-step forms could be really useful when you're trying to ask for more data in order to buy the lead for your members, right? You're asking the visitor for more information. In order to provide that to your members, some members in some niches will require more information in order to be able to decide whether that lead is something that they want to invest in or not. So, that's one of the benefits. Multi-step forms allow you to divide those questions in a more pleasant way. It can also allow you to ask for more detailed answers. It's good when you are asking more than 6 questions, 6 to 10 questions in a form, and it's also very, very useful when you have different lead forms for different categories on your site. As we all know, there's directories for every single niche that you can think of. And a lot of times directories have more than one category, and you want to be able to create a lead form that is very specific with very specific questions to that category. And that's one of the use cases of multi-step forms here. And of course, you want to use this after absolutely have tried the default functionality within Brilliant Directories, and that you've outgrown the features that Jason just showcased.
And these are really good points. And at the top point there, when your members require more data in order to buy the lead, if you have to add more questions, let's say it's for construction and you need to ask the visitor, is this for a residential or a commercial project? Because some professionals only do residential or commercial. So they need that information, that additional information, in order to make a buying decision for that lead. Maybe the lead's expensive, maybe it's $50 or $100 a lead. What's good is when you ask more questions, that lead becomes potentially more valuable because you know more about the project. You know that the person is potentially more committed to following through and receiving a quote or a bid because they filled out more questions in that questionnaire. So these are really good points here, Gabe, on when to use a multi-step form as opposed to the simple default form that comes with BD.
Yeah. Some of the benefits of using the multi-step form, to go into those, is that when you have so many questions and you have them on a really long form, it can really provoke form fatigue and a lot of psychological friction. When you divide the form into different steps and stages, it can avoid that. It can save you from losing a potential visitor from filling out your form. So that's one of the benefits, right? You avoid form fatigue for your users. Then also, usually multi-step forms, they have progress indicators, right? So when people see that they're advancing and that they're moving forward, it really encourages to move forward and finish completing the form. Another benefit is that because you're dividing the form into different steps, you essentially hide the last steps, right, until you get to them. And it allows you to put sensitive information in those last steps where users are already a bit more committed to going all the way. And at a first glance, forms seem a lot less intimidating and effortless to complete, right? So those are the multi-step form benefits.
Right. Basically, it makes the form less daunting, right? When you're staring down the barrel of 30 questions, you might not be so inclined to fill out a form. But if you split that up into maybe 5 steps of 6 questions, or whatever the number might be, that kind of alleviates some of the scariness of potentially filling out that form for the user.
So yeah, now I'd love to just showcase everyone here how our multi-step lead form plugin works. One of the great things, and maybe something that we didn't mention, Jason, is that multi-step forms, you can create them for anything, but our plugin is a multi-step lead form plugin, which essentially connects with your default Brilliant Directories lead form. Awesome. Yeah, so let's just take a look at the first visual of what this lead form plugin, multi-step plugin, looks like. So essentially, here we have the default Brilliant Directories form with 5 different steps, divided into 5 different steps. In this particular case, this particular client where we installed the plugin on is requiring us to fill out this first step, which is only asking for the category, right? It looks very easy to fill out, right, and move forward. So let's try it. Now let's select the category here. Let's click next. Next step is adding in your location. There we go. There we go. So let's select a member, right? Now on step 3, we have to choose who we want to send this lead to. And we click next, and we start filling out the rest of the fields on the form. So let's just say Jason is the reference name, Gabe is the contact person, my phone number, Next, this is a test message, right? We're filling out the last step of the form. Select a date. We select that the quote is required. I'm not a robot. We click that we're not a robot. We click submit, and the lead starts processing as usual on the Brilliant Directories lead system. And now that lead went into the Brilliant Directories lead engine, where it matched the lead to the specific person that we selected in this particular case, right? So that's the front end visual of what this plugin can allow your forms to look like. And just to go over the back end a little bit, essentially, we're using the regular Brilliant Directories lead form that you can all find in your Brilliant Directories dashboard under Toolbox, Form Manager. It's your Get Matched form. You can look it up like this and modify it with all the usual Brilliant Directories features. And once you've done that, we would essentially allow you to select that form through our plugin, right? Our plugin is called the Lead Step Form plugin. And in this plugin, you are able to select any of your Get Match forms, because you can create multiple forms for different categories, but in this particular case, there's only one. And when you select the form, essentially all of the form fields that are in your Get Matched form would show up on the left-hand side first, right? And then you would be able to organize all of the different form field steps into the different sections and stages that you'd like on the form. You can easily drag and drop different form fields onto specific steps, and you can also add as many new steps as you want to the form, and then just hit Save Changes. And that's how the plugin works. Essentially, you would just embed our plugin onto a regular web page within your Brilliant Directories website and launch your own multi-step lead form.
So that's really cool. So in the beginning, all the fields are on the left-hand side, and then you start creating the steps and putting which fields go into which steps.
Exactly.
Right. You can omit fields like that one if you didn't want it.
Exactly.
And then
you just leave on the left-hand side what you don't want and move to the right what you do.
And your tool takes care of like going to the next page and the previous page and things like that?
Correct. Yeah, correct. It does. Let's take a look at it here.
I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you have another example that you can show us as well?
Yeah, let's take a look at this website. This website is a contractor directory website, and essentially they wanted us to create this menu here at the top with all of the different types of categories that they have. And each one of the categories redirect people to a lead form with specific questions for this category. For example, if we go to roofing here, we can take a look at this page.
So this is a lead form. You've customized this just to ask questions related to roofing, but it is the lead form just modified only for roofing here. What is the purpose of this project? When do you need to start this project? All right, let's go to the next page here.
Mm-hmm.
What type of roofing material are you looking for? So this is an example where now we're getting specific, and this is maybe there's a roofer that only focuses on metal as opposed to tile, right? And that's going to help them with their purchase decision of that lead to make sure the lead is valid for the services they offer.
What type of property? I mean, it depends if it's an entire house, if it's just a condo. It's more valuable if it's maybe like a commercial warehouse, right? It's very huge. So
awesome.
It can provide more detailed insight for the member receiving the lead. But yeah.
Right. It seemed to me on our first example that you showed us, it was a bit more customized because you got to choose a specific member, which is not normal. That's beyond the normal the lead form stuff. This one seems like it's more geared to just asking question after question until the lead is submitted. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. This one is more geared toward that. It's more out of the box, so to speak.
Gotcha. That first one that you showed us, I use Thumbtack and I use Home Advisor, and that's kind of how it works. You search for the service, and then you can request quotes into the ether from anyone, or it shows you members who provide those services, and then you continue your request sending it to them. So that's really high-level stuff there. Can we continue with this form? Can we get to almost step 5? We don't have to submit it because I know we're doing a test here.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of work do you need help with? We can select a category here. What is the nature of the project? Complete, replace roof, install roof on new construction, repair existing roof. That way they can get an insight as to how big the project is, right? Are you aware of any leaks or damage to the roof? Let's just say yes.
And of
we
course, the
found-
person who created this form is obviously familiar with the questions to ask.
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
Because
great.
they're of course coming to the website and seeing the category first. They're being redirected through a call to action to request a quote for roofing and gutter services, right?
So yeah, just depending on how granular you want to get with forms for categories, you can really get very specific across your whole site. Very cool. So guys, yeah, we are doing a little plug here. If you want to reach out to Gabe, you can email support@treehousemarketing.org. You guys obviously do more than just the lead form. You guys have lots of cool tools. And also Gabe is in the Brilliant Directories marketplace. And if you'd like more information on the lead form, here is the link here in our marketplace, the plugin, partner plugins. But thank you so much, Gabe, for sharing that with us. I think that's super cool what you guys built. I see its simplicity, I see its complexity, I see its different use cases. So it's really awesome that you guys made that available.
Thanks so much, man.
All right, so what we can do now is we can open it up to some Q&A. Let's see, we got some hands up here. Yep, I'll go ahead and unmute you, Helen.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you today?
Okay, great. This is my first webinar. I'm a new user and still in the process of building our website. I'm interested in using this. Our use case, we have a membership, kind of a community organization.
Mm-hmm.
So in our case, we're not actually creating leads or having people search for leads, but we're using the site so that our members can interact with one another. So I could think of, the case you said about using these forms. I think it might be applicable for us in terms of when we have new members that join, because we do have a lot of questions that we ask our members. So I liked what you said about making the whole process more digestible and less intimidating, because we do have several questions. So I was wondering if you have the ability to, for example, if they get to one question on, step one of the form, are the questions different depending on which way they go?
Mm-hmm. Conditional logic in the forms. Yeah, that is something that can be created. Our plugin out of the box doesn't include that, but it is definitely possible to develop on the Brilliant Directories platform. And there are a lot of use cases that I've seen for conditional logic on forms. And
Okay.
I'd love to, discuss more what specific conditional questions you need and look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, for example, we have a family membership. So if someone wants to join and they say, okay, we're joining as a family, because we're genealogy researchers. So if they say they want to join as a family, we allow them to have up to 4 users, and each person can have their own, login as part of that family. So the next question we always have to ask is, if they say they want a family membership, okay, what are the other members of the household that are going to, and then they have to put their individual names and email addresses for those additional family members.
And Helen, just to show you something you could do today without any customizations at all, I always like to go that route first when possible. You can create your pricing page, and you create a page and it says, what plan do you want, right? And you can choose the family, or I guess the other one would be like a single person plan, right? So what you can do is, and then they choose family plan, and you take them to the sign up page where they put an email, a password, and now they have their account. What you can do is, with that account, you can use the BD add-on multi-member manager and assign 3 additional users to this account. And once they've registered the parent account, we'll call them the main user account, that user can then, using this plugin, create the 3 additional logins for the other family members.
Cool.
So you could just use this. Maybe you want to make a video, a 30-second video showing them how to add family members to their family account. It's really simple, but this way you don't necessarily need the conditional logic. You just create a landing page with 2 buttons to choose what plan you want. It takes them to the plan sign up page, and then the family plans you can set how many additional users that plan can have. You set it to 3 additional users, and then they can, and once they're logged into their dashboard, they can invite and add the additional family members using this add-on here.
That sounds like exactly what we need. Yeah.
Okay. I think this would be a good first step, but of course, conditional logic with Gabe is you can explore that as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, the multi-member manager, this has been one of the more popular add-ons. It allows one main or parent account to add additional what we call sub-accounts. Those can be family members in Helen's case, but the person just needs to register first, and once they're in their dashboard, then they can hop on and start adding the additional users and profiles. All right, we have Tyler's hand up. Good friend Tyler here. How are you today?
Yes, hi Jason, thank you. And I was wondering, it's along the basis of your lead forms design and such. I had previously already implemented the lead-based forms, and they are selling. I was wondering, would these changes, updates, are they going to affect the look and the design of something that has already been implemented?
Gabe, I'm sending the presentation back to you. That Chalette's website, the roofer one that we looked at an example of, can you take us back to that site?
Yep. Let's take a look at it right now.
What you showed us in the admin area is you just drag the fields you want per each step in the admin area, and then I'm assuming this design is the default design that comes with your tool?
Yes, this is the default design that comes with the tool. That said, our tool uses any existing field in the Brilliant Directories form that you've set up, right? So if you have existing classes in that form field, if you have widgets that you've created, Tyler, in that form, then that would migrate over to this design. It just depends on what exactly you've built out on your particular website, but regular form fields would transfer over to this look and feel that you see on the screen right now.
Okay, all right, perfect. I had one more quick one. The discussion forums with Q&A that I set up based on a previous webinar that you guys hosted works great, but I want the original publisher, the member who published, to get a notification when someone else comments. Is that possible?
This has been something really popular and requested and is in our pipeline. It's not available just yet, Tyler, but email notifications for post comments to the author, to replying to a comment, and to someone who's following a post is something in the pipeline. I'd have to estimate at the beginning of 2022, we'll have the chance to start working on enhanced post commenting features such as email notifications, upvoting and downvoting comments, and things of that nature.
Okay, guys. Well, you guys do a great job, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tyler. We love you, man. Thanks for joining the webinar.
Thanks for the question.
All right, good stuff there from Tyler. Let's see if we got any more hands up here. I did see one from our good friend Rich. Long time no talk, Rich. How you doing?
Hey, Jason, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Hey, I actually had a question before the webinar even started about the multiple member accounts, and then it just came up. So quick follow-up. So we have challenges with members creating, not for the use for multiple accounts, but they have they've created the same two different membership levels, where they use the same email, but should they use the same email and a different password, or a different email and different password?
That is up to you. The system can allow for duplicate emails. Generally, I don't recommend that. However, when you are using duplicate emails, it does not allow same emails and same passwords, because that would be a conflict. So you can have, it does support, it's up to you if you want to allow it. If the members aren't having any trouble with it, it's probably fine. But to help keep things organized and each account unique, usually the email is the unique identifier per account, even for the sub accounts. So I'd say that's your call. Maybe if it's not causing any issues for your members or for your staff or you, I think the duplicate emails is fine. But I'd like to kind of take a look at what you're experiencing. Maybe we could take it off the webinar and chat this week or on Facebook or something, and kind of show me what's going on and see if we can create a workaround or create better logic around some of these deeper sub-account, parent account relationships.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just the final question is on the sub-accounts. So so maybe BD examples of members, that are using that, because we're thinking about triggering it for agencies. So podcast agencies that have 20 different, they're PR firms, and they have 20 different guests that they want to get booked, clients. Yeah. So that would probably be a scenario, right?
Talent agencies and such are really popular for the sub account. So you want to put all your bands you want your bands to each have separate profiles, but you don't need the bands to create them. The agency is going to do it for them. So that's a perfect application for the parent sub account relationship, where the agency is the parent account and they're creating all the sub profiles.
Yeah, then all the emails come to that agency, that PR firm, whatever, so they can kind of white label and charge their clients to be scheduled or booked, but they get all the leads and they're paying for them.
Exactly. They're the middleman for all the interactions the website creates, trying to connect with the band. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, and yeah, I'd like to follow up on the other question, but thanks again.
Okay. Shoot me a message on Facebook. We can connect this week, Rich.
Okay, cool.
All right, good stuff there from Rich. All right, I think we have time for just another question or two. Let's see who's got their hand up. Good friend Todd here. How you doing, Todd?
Hey, great. Thank you so much. Love your software program. I have a question about the parent account and sub accounts. So I have CaboPages.com. It's a business directory for Cabo San Lucas. I'm currently in the process of migrating it over to your software. Basically, we try to make our own. It's not that great. As far as yours has more capabilities. So for example, right now I'm talking with a company in Cabo that has about, let's say, 40 clients they do marketing for. So let's say you have a Cabo Beauty Salon, and they are currently having their marketing run by the Cabo Marketing Company. Let's say that the Cabo Marketing Company then creates their parent account, and then they create 30 sub accounts, including one for the Cabo Hair Salon, okay? And then, of course, the Cabo Marketing Company, over the course of the next 1 year, manages the page and incoming leads, et cetera, for the Cabo Hair Salon. What happens if 1 year from now, the Cabo Hair Salon says, you know what, I'm firing you guys. I'm going to hire a different marketing company called the Baja Marketing Company. And let's say the Baja Marketing Company already is on my website with, let's say, they have their own, let's say, 50 sub accounts. Is it possible to assign that sub account, the Cabo Hair Salon, to take it away from the parent account of Cabo Marketing Company and instead then put it into the account of the Baja Marketing Company?
First of all, that'd be a great problem to have, people fighting over who wants to manage the profiles on your site. The short answer is yes. In the search members page here in the admin area, you would find said account. Let's just choose this one. And under the bulk actions here, Todd, you can click change parent member.
No way, that's so awesome.
And it'll change the association of the old parent to who the new parent ID should be, and the old parent won't have access anymore. The account everything will stay intact, just the parent association will change here.
And the billing, whatever the billing terms were, that follows as well?
So the sub accounts aren't billed individually. Only the parent account is billed for their subscription and the ability to have sub accounts. So nothing would need to be changed with regards to billing.
Fair enough. I love it.
It's all pinned to the parent account. Okay, you're welcome.
I love it. Thank you.
I'll go to Milorad. How you doing, Milorad? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So a lot of I'm at the 5,000 member level right now with one of my directories. A lot of them are, I think, bots logging in automatically because I do have a free sign up feature just to generate clients. There was a previous webinar when you guys showed me how to adjust the timer, because I think that filters out real users logging in as opposed to bots. Can you quickly show me where that is again?
Yeah, during the sign up process, right?
I think so, yeah, because I believe a lot of these are maybe bots or something. Could be not even real.
Okay. Numbers, so it's in your advanced settings, and I believe you search for delay. Here it is: spam protection, member form sign up time. Okay. So
capture that. It was under advanced settings, right? And spam protection, member.
Yes. So
what's a good number to have? Just so
I think three to no one's going to complete a form faster than 3 or 4 seconds. A human being. So I think 3 or 4 would be a safe time. 10 might be too long. You can put your email and password in about real quick. So maybe set it at 3. Start there and see how that adjusts any of the signups on your site. But so that time delay, it was under the spam ReCaptcha time. I think we should update the name there to be easier to find, but
I'll remember
can.
it. Thank you. One more
All right.
quick question. I know we're running out of time.
Sure.
With all these members now that I have, I want to send like a mass email. I know there's like a newsletter feature. Is there a way we can do like a MailChimp type of email campaign here? Can we gather all these emails and just send them like an email blast so they can, you know, time to pay up right now. Hope you enjoyed the free membership. Now it's time to, you know, contribute to the website or put some money in. What's the
Absolutely.
quickest way to do that?
So I would do this in 2 steps. Like, let's say you want to contact people who are older than 30 days or from last month who signed up, right? Or
Right.
like, so I would make a smart list. You can search everyone who joined, and this is September 1st to September 30th. So you do a search and then create a smart list and call it September 21 free signups, okay, as an example. And you save that smart list. I'll just go ahead and do it. And then what you can do is create your email template in the email templates. When you're ready to send the newsletter, go to send newsletter.
Right.
And what you can do here is select your smart list. So September 21st. So it will only email those people. This UI is going to change a bit soon, but you created your template in email templates. You designed it there. So you just select it here. The template you want to send and some other details. But yes, segment the members, and then you come to send newsletter and just select the smart list of the people you want to send it to.
And I can alter the smart list from the beginning of time, basically. I can make it any time I want, right?
Yes, yeah. So what's really cool about the smart list is you can use any of the search filters here and then just do the search and then save the smart list.
Yeah, I didn't know about the smart list. That's really, really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more, so basically, is there like a limit of how many emails can you send? I know here in Canada we have a Spam Protection Act. If you do, I don't know, maybe in the hundreds or thousands, it marks it as spam. Since we are the ownership level of this platform, do we have any limitations with sending newsletters or emails this method?
That is a good question. It is a SaaS platform. There's a few things in life that are guaranteed: death and taxes, and paying for bandwidth, emails, and storage. Okay. So there is a daily limit of 1,500 with Brilliant Directories. However, what you can do, and once your community is growing, and that's planning for a starter community. But once your community is growing, under the general settings in the integrations tab, what you can do, and BD uses SendGrid. It's like a commercial way to send emails in an inexpensive manner. What you can do is you can connect your own SendGrid API. You just go to sendgrid.com and create an account for, I think it's like 10 or 20 bucks a month, gives you like 20,000 emails, some really high number of emails. And you just enter your API key here, and that will lift the limits when you're sending newsletters from within your BD account. So that's how to overcome that. If you need more than 1,500%.
I can do 1,500 at a time. That's fine. But it does give me a warning saying be careful, because sending too many emails at once, it gives you the spam warning message when it did try.
That's for self-protection. Sometimes also people are, originally when we started BD, people were importing like 14 million, 20 million records they got from somewhere and sending like spam, and it just ruins their domain's integrity, let alone the cost of sending that many emails. Let me show you another cool feature when you're sending newsletters. If you do need to send, because the recipients are capped, or sorry, it's 1,000 here. If you need to resend this a few times, you can choose this advanced option. Well, you leave it unchecked. There's an option, email even if recipient already received this email template. So keep this unchecked, and you can send this email over and over to your list, and it will not send it 2 times to the same person.
Oh,
so it knows which person has received a template. But again, if you have the SendGrid connection and you need high send limits, that's again in the general settings. In the integrations tab.
Is MailChimp a partner here at all, or no?
MailChimp is not for the sending of newsletters. Just SendGrid is what's used. It's synced up with the BD platform internally. It's like a commercial way to send emails. That's what we use in the BD platform. If you do need to send from MailChimp, another thing you can do is with your smart list, you can export the list. So then you can export the list and add it to your MailChimp account if you want to move to another third-party email provider that way.
That's smart, because I do have a lot of dental clients and suppliers, and I do a lot of MailChimp campaigns for them. So
Okay.
this is going to help me maybe gain that membership to log into my, I can kind of use the.
Absolutely. And then the third step here is just creating smart lists, exporting lists as files. The next one would be a Zapier integration where you can just zap your data into MailChimp without the extra step of exporting it. So that will be something that we're looking forward to in the future.
Oh, perfect. That's amazing. Thank you so much, guys. You guys do a great job as always.
Thank you so much. Love your questions there. And I think with that, we're just a little bit over. Thank you for the suggestions, everybody. If we didn't get to your questions, please feel free to ask them in the Facebook group. If you're interested in learning more about Gabe's Magical Multi-Step Form plugin, you can go to treehousemarketing.org, that's .org, and connect with Gabe there. He's also in the Facebook group, so if you want to start a discussion about this in the Facebook group, Gabe can just answer all our questions there for us as well. Next webinar will be in 2 weeks. I don't think we're skipping any more through the end of the year. We're almost through the end of 2021, guys. We made it together. Big round of applause for all of us. I love the webinar Wednesdays. Next webinar will be in 2 weeks. And on behalf of myself, David, and Gabriel, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day and a brilliant week, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.